So here they're hand fighting. Hill will disengage to his left away from the power hand, which is typically a good idea. And then Pereira lands this short little left hook and puts him out. And it reminded me a lot of the knockout between Mcgregor and Aldo. Similar open stance matchup, but this time it was Mcgregor who landed first. So let's see what made the difference. Now, if you look here, one is kind of the angle of the punch. When Pereira throws this left hook, it comes very upwards, almost like an uppercut. And at the very last second is when he kind of turns it over like a hook, almost like an afterthought. And then two is just the accuracy of it. Hill actually, I don't know if he missed or miscalculated or Pereira just got his head offline, but if he had thrown it like 2 inches to the left, he would have actually hit Pereira first. But he ends up not connecting, and Pereira lands perfectly on the chin, right on the button, and knocks him out. Similarly, Mcgregor backs up, and look at this perfect accuracy, right on the button. Lands on the chin, and then Aldo taking that more traditional left hook around to the side, ends up kind of hitting him in the eye. Another thing to look at is our foot position. So now when Aldo does it, he does a great job right here. He does his step in, he has an outside foot position, and this is, typically what you want in that open stance matchup. That's typically the dominant position. Mcgregor will kind of shuffle slide out of the way. He's very lined up in this position actually, and he fires that short shot down the middle, and it lands first. The other thing to look at is kind of, Mcgregor uses this little karate bounce in, and then he'll kind of karate bounce back, shuffle slide, and this gives him the room he needs to read the situation and react to this. Now, conversely, if you look here, I don't know whether it was on purpose or on accident, but if you look at Pereira, when he steps in, he actually steps on Hill's foot. So Hill isn't able to shuffle or slide or get out of the way. And, Pereira kind of locks him into place with that little step, and he doesn't have the room to read the situation or react. So yeah, I'm not sure whether that foot stomp was on purpose or accident, but either way, well played. Third thing to look at is kind of the head slot. So now if you look at Aldo, when he starts off, his head's in the right position, it's towards the right side, it's a relatively safe defensive position. He shifts his head to the left as he feints, and as he's bringing it back to the right, that's when Mcgregor times it perfectly, and lands that shot. Here, Pereira kind of leaves his head maybe barely off of centerline as he advances, and then as he feints, he kind of just brings his head into the middle. Like if you notice, his head doesn't really move very much, and then it kind of moves a little bit back to the right, just barely out of the way of that counter, and he lands that hook. Also, look at how much Aldo rotates his shoulders when he feints. He rotates his shoulders all the way. I mean, I think this is really to generate that kind of knockout power. But Pereira, for whatever reason, he doesn't need to load his shoulders that much. In fact, he barely even moves his shoulders as he loads that left hook. And lastly, we have to look at the hand fighting in the center line. So as Mcgregor has this top hand position in this open stance. And two, even as he backs up, he has that hand vertical, which still controls the center line. So Aldo has to disengage with the hands. And so now, Aldo managed to get his hand, disconnected, but Mcgregor's still controlling that center line. So Aldo has to go all the way around, while Mcgregor can shoot right down the middle, and he ends up, landing first. Pereira actually has that top hand position. As he's advancing, he has top hand position, so he doesn't need to go all the way around like Aldo did. He pulls, kind of looks like he almost pulled the hands down a little bit, and then he has a much more direct path to the target, and ends up knocking him out.